Hello, everybody. This is Carrie Hamblen, the CEO and President of the Las Cruces Green Chamber of Commerce, coming to you again via a Zoom chat, as we do to help support our members in the local Las Cruces area. And today, I am talking with Janet Quintanilla, who is the founder and doctor extraordinaire of Sonoma Acupuncture Integrative Health. Janet, so lovely to see your face and be able to do this.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, and so we do record these, but just so that you know, is that we've already been talking for about 40 minutes prior to this, because it's really a great opportunity to catch up, but also to figure out ways to help our local businesses. And so that's what we're trying to do with these weekly Zoom chats, is to really highlight and spotlight some of our member businesses, but also share with you what they're doing to make sure that you feel safe as a customer or a client, and also ways that you can support them. So Janet, if you will, I've known you for many, many years, and when you were starting out in acupuncture, you were just coming back from being on the road with some famous rock bands. You remember that?
Yeah.
And so now you have your own clinic with Sonoma Acupuncture Integrative Health. And so what are the services that you provide to your patients?
Sure. So we're an integrative medical clinic, and we specialize in acupuncture for difficult to treat chronic complex conditions. So we really offer an intimate setting where, our doctors not only know your name, but the name of your kids and also your grandkids. And so we really try to have that personal touch with all of our patients in our quiet, intimate setting.
And so what are some of the things that you treat? Because you talk about complicated situations, and some people may know that, but other people may not know what is considered difficult or complicated.
Sure. The number one thing I see is back pain, chronic back pain and sciatic pain. It's extremely excruciating, it's very painful, and it's something that we treat very effectively with acupuncture. Also, patients with peripheral neuropathy, patients with fibromyalgia, arthritic conditions, rheumatoid conditions, all those chronic things, chronic migraines, acupuncture is really very effective at treating those conditions.
And one of the things I think of is that folks are like super apprehensive about needles. And I remember when you were treating me that, and it was for insomnia, is that really asking you a lot of questions, and you were so great about answering all of my questions, just to put me at ease. And I'm not really afraid of needles, but just the idea, if I could see what you had done in my head, I probably would have freaked out. But the thing is that with that, can you kind of explain just the whole point of acupuncture and what it does? And it really doesn't hurt.
Right, exactly. It doesn't hurt. So what acupuncture does is it stimulates your body's immune response. So the local needle puncture, it stimulates anti-inflammatory properties, and it stimulates the blood circulation to go through. So we're also regulating a gasotransmitter. So we know about neurotransmitters, right? That they're signaling molecules, but there are also gasotransmitters in the body, which are gaseous molecules that have a systemic effect on your overall body's function. And so one of those gasotransmitters is called nitric oxide. And so acupuncture points are high concentrated areas of nitric oxide. So when you look up chronic kidney disease or cardiovascular disease and nitric oxide, there are a lot of correlations there. And so acupuncture is using needles to stimulate that immune system, but to affect the circulation of that nitric oxide through the body. So that's why we have a systemic effect through the treatment.
Okay, so maybe in lay terms, so if I can help with that, because I know what you're talking about. So if you have a particular ailment, there are spots on the body that are kind of like a direct roadmap to helping those ailments.
Yes, it's a direct roadmap to the brain, right?
Yes.
To the brain. So if you're coming in for low back pain, I don't necessarily need to treat your low back. I can treat other areas of the body that have high concentrations of nitric oxide, and we cause that to circulate through the system to balance out, right? If you have too much nitric oxide, you have these diseases. If you have too little, you have these diseases. And so what we do is we modulate the system so that everything goes right back where it should be.
So you kind of open gates in some areas and close gates in another area.
Right. So in Chinese medicine, pain is due to a blockage. Things are being stuck. Things are not going where they should be. And so we kind of reroute, we redirect, we open up new pathways for signals to get to that part of the body.
Mm-hmm. And so with that, You know, I mean, these are very, very tiny little needles, and if anything, if you were to get stuck by a splinter, it's even
Ooh,
less
that's,
difficult than that. It's not
yeah,
even like
that's more
that painful.
painful.
Yeah, it
Right.
is.
When
Go
people
ahead.
feel it, they might feel it right when it goes in, but it should never be painful. If any time you ever get acupuncture and you're in pain, you need to tell your practitioner because you should be relaxed. Nothing should be hurting. Most people fall asleep. We
Yeah,
call it nap time for grown-ups
yeah.
because it puts your body into a very sedentary state. It calms your nervous system.
Those are some of the best naps I've ever had,
Yep,
I have to
yep,
say.
they
And
are.
so during this time of COVID, like hundreds of other businesses in our community, have taken. In some cases, you already had these practices in place, and in other cases, you had to implement some more just out of safety. And so, what have been
Right.
some of the things that you've been doing?
Okay, so we have limited the number of people that can come in with our patients to one only. So you can only bring one guest at a time. Our waiting area, you can't have more than 2 people in the waiting area at a time. We have a sign on our door that says that if you are feeling sick or unwell, that you need to call us and reschedule your appointment before coming in, potentially exposing everyone else. Another big thing we've done is we leave our doors open so that we're not touching those doors constantly. So we're preventing that constant contact on those door handles. And so we sterilize every treatment room. Every bed has a wipeable cover. So we no longer have sheets. We no longer have pillowcases. Everything is wiped down and has a treatment paper cover on top.
Right.
So in between patients, everything is sterilized. Doors, door handles, chairs, chair railings, everything. Just keeping our patients safe is really our utmost priority, especially during this time, because most of our clients are senior citizens and they're the most vulnerable.
Absolutely. And so with that, and the safety precautions that you're taking, you know, and there may be some folks who are like, you know, I really need to try acupuncture because of these things, but right now it's not like pressing, but I do want to come in. Like, how can people still engage with you as a potential client, you know, during this time, even if they don't come in and see you right away? What are some things that they can kind
Right.
of get into your system? You know, are there consultations that you're doing? Are you just making sure that you've got a waiting list? You know, what are some of those things that you're doing, Janet?
Sure, absolutely. We definitely do consultations before. We want to make sure that you are a good fit for our office. We do more than just acupuncture here. So we want to make sure that you're a good candidate for all of the different procedures that we do and that we are going to be able to help you. We don't want to take any case on that we feel, you know, we can't do anything for you. So we really want to make that a priority to schedule a consult first and really limiting, you know, the amount of people that can come in, the amount of people in the hallway, in the waiting area. That's all been very important. But the big thing for people to know is that we are open and we are available for that third opinion should you need that. If you have a chronic complex case, maybe surgery is your only option right now, and maybe you can't get surgery for another 3 months because everything's been pushed back. And so you're needlessly suffering when you can come in and we have a room ready for you.
Absolutely. Well, that's fantastic. Well, you know, Janet, you know, it was fun in terms of us, you know, being able to talk and catch up beforehand. But, you know, if you are interested in going to Sonoma Acupuncture Integrative Health, they are located at 141 Roadrunner Parkway. The information will also be down in the text of this video. They're in Suite 226, right next door to a dermatology clinic. If you also would like to call and get more information, you can call them at 575 618 6900. Again, that's 575 618 6900. We are talking today with Janet Quintanilla from Sonoma Acupuncture Integrative Health. And you know, thank you so much. I know that it's been a difficult time and you're not considered essential. And so I'm sure that was challenging at some point.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and so I'm glad that you're able to still see clients and that you're doing it in a safe and practical way, and that you're able to provide relief to people who really benefit a great deal from alternative medicine. So thank you so much for that, and I appreciate it so much, Janet.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me. This is great.
Awesome. Well, again, thank you all. The information below on how you can reach Janet and her health practitioners is here in the text below. And always, thank you for your support of the Las Cruces Green Chamber of Commerce, and thank you for your support of our local businesses. We'll come back to you again another time with another Zoom chat. Thanks, everybody.